My mom had texted me 911, and I called her, and she told me O.J. Simpson's wife was just found murdered. And I was just like, I just almost dropped the phone.
Ron Shipp was a former police officer with the LAPD. He'd been friends with O.J. and his estranged wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, for years.
I never saw the guy mad. Never in my life.
On June 12, 1994, Nicole and her friend Ron Goldman were stabbed to death. Their bodies were found in the courtyard of her condo. The next day, Ron went to O.J.'s house and noticed something strange.
So when I walked in the door and I walked into the room where everybody was sitting, that's the first thing I did. I looked at his hand, and I went, wow, he's got a bandage on there. And I asked him, I just stood there with everybody sitting there. I said, O.J., what happened to your finger? And he said, well, Ron, I got upset and I broke a glass.
Ron immediately became suspicious because of a previous conversation he had with a friend, a homicide detective.
A friend of mine was handling another homicide. I said, how do they cut their fingers? When they're when they kill or whatever. And he said, well, a lot of times the knife gets slippery in their hand and it slides in their hand and they cut themselves.
Subject is being tracked via cellular phone. Subject made several calls in the last hour.
Several days later, O.J. was charged with the murders of Nicole and Ron. Instead of turning himself in, O.J. and his friend Al Cowlings led police on a wild chase across Los Angeles.
At this point, we believe O.J. Simpson is lying in the back of the Bronco with a blanket over him.
O.J. finally surrendered at his mansion and was arrested.
Remember these words: if it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
O.J.'s trial began the following year, and after months of testimony, O.J. was eventually acquitted.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
During the trial, Ron was actually called to testify for the prosecution and against his friend. He remembers meeting with the state's legal team and seeing the crime scene photos for the first time.
I think I first saw Ron Goldman's picture, then I opened, and then I saw Nicole, and it was devastating. I mean, it was the most devastating, because I've seen a lot of homicides. I've been there in person, and I've, when you see somebody that's your friend.
Dear O.J., you'll always be my true love, and I'm sorry we let it die.
Now, 26 years after her murder, Nicole's secret diaries are being revealed. On the ID special, O.J. and Nicole, An American Tragedy, her sister Tanya Brown reads them for the first time on the show. Nicole writes about alleged abuse by O.J.
1978, first time he beat me, 1986. Went to the hospital, 1988, O.J. was drunk. I did not even know she wrote this.
As for O.J.'s life today, Ashley Banfield, host of Judgment with Ashley Banfield on Court TV, gives us some insight.
He's in a gated community. He golfs every day. He's had his knees replaced. He got LASIK surgery on his eyes. And I think he's really quite comfortable now in Nevada.
O.J. was found liable for Nicole and Ron Goldman's death in a civil trial and was ordered to pay more than $33 million to the victims' families. In 1989, he pleaded no contest to spousal abuse after a fight with Nicole. The new ID documentary, O.J. and Nicole, An American Tragedy, premieres Monday on Investigation Discovery.